Hi everyone. So I'm not going to do the episode about money yet because that seems like a lot to think about right now, and I might still sound sick. It's because I kind of am, and I guess I don't know myself as well as I thought I did when it comes to sickness, because I really thought that I was just gonna bounce right back from this one, but I have not. And I just wanted to get on here and talk about the fact that I'm embarrassed to be sick. And that sounds like a really ridiculous thing to say. And I know it stems from childhood because when I was a kid, and every time I got sick, like my mother just was not a good mother. Like she was not nurturing. She wasn't warm. She acted like taking care of like a sick kid was like this huge chore. So a lot of how she dealt with me is what I ended up kind of doing myself as I got older. Like whenever somebody got sick, I was like, suck it up, buttercup. I don't know why you're staying home from work. Your ass should be in work, like that's the kind of person I turned into until like several years ago when I went to therapy, because apparently therapy does really help with everything. But yeah, so when I have been sick in the past, like I think I mentioned this last time, it's almost always been directly a result of some bullshit that happened at a job I was at. Because whenever I was like in high stress and it was like getting toward like a meltdown is when I would just get really, really sick, to the point of I would have to go to the ER and get rehydrated with like the IV because I'm not able to keep anything down. So that's just pretty much been the source of like most of my sicknesses over the years. And so this time I was still trying to figure out like, why am I sick? Because I get that like shit happens sometimes, but I'm a firm believer in mind-body connection. And I've been stressed for like a while, so I don't know, like, maybe, did I manifest Sylvester? Did you guys listen to those episodes? I wonder if I manifested Sylvester and like made this thing grow inside of me because of how stressed I was like a couple years ago. Maybe that's what happened with that. And now that I had a hysterectomy, there's no more Sylvesters that can be created. So maybe I'm just getting sick now because of the stress. I don't know. This sounds really stupid, but I had to say that out loud. So what I found out is, when like you think that you have fixed something or like worked through something regarding yourself that you've wanted to improve, and like you think that you've done that, and then you just realize you uncovered something else about that fucking issue that you didn't know was there. And that's kind of what I feel like right now. Like I feel, okay, I'm sick, but I don't have anybody to point the finger at and say, well, fuck you for treating me like a dick. That's why I'm sick, because you're fucking toxic. Like, I don't have any of that. So I realized that I just feel like a leper when I'm sick. I feel gross. I feel embarrassed. For example, we had therapy the other day, me and Alicia, and I was barely able to talk. Like, I was so raspy. I just was like losing my voice. I did not feel good. I feel better now, but it just was lingering. And in my mind, I just felt like, Tia, my therapist, she's going to think I'm so gross. She's going to end up getting sick, even though I know I'm not like at the contagious part anymore, but she's going to get sick. And then like she brings like her cats to work with her. They're really cute. And then I thought that maybe like one of them will catch my cold or whatever and die, and she'll blame me. Like I already created this whole fucking story before we even got to the office. Like Alicia was like, you really got to stop, because I would just go to town with it. Like I wrote a whole book. And so like we didn't talk about that obviously because we had like more pressing things to talk about. So I'll save that issue for when I go back to see Tia, like on my own. But I think it's pretty interesting how I feel embarrassed, and I'm wondering, have I always felt this way when I've gotten sick? and I just haven't noticed it because there's been more important things like that have contributed to my sickness than, feeling embarrassed by it. So, and then I'm trying to sit there and think about, like, why do I feel like it's not my fault I got sick? I don't think. I guess it was bound to happen because I'm going places without, like, a mask on now. I'm glad it's not COVID, but I just feel like it draws unnecessary attention toward me that I don't want. I don't know. Like, I think that's a big part of it is I just don't want, like, I have been the odd one out, the weird one, the strange girl, never fit in anywhere, like, most of my life until, like, the last year or so when I figured out the whole autism thing. I don't remember what I was just going with that, so I guess I'm still feeling a little bit better. Holy God. You guys, I should just probably not publish this. But 6 minutes in, is that worth recording or deleting? Yeah, no, it's not. I'm just going to leave this. It's going to sound like shit. Please don't listen. Please just stop listening. Just turn your phones off or whatever. Don't listen anymore. This is for me. Oh my God. I feel like since I've started this podcast, like, I feel like I sound more unhinged or something. I don't feel unhinged, but I just feel like, is this really me? Am I really this scatterbrained and this all over the place? And because of masking, like, I just have stifled this part of me for fucking years, and now I just can't bottle it up anymore. Like, that's why I sound like I'm all over the place. I don't fucking know. But anyways, back to the sickness. Yeah, so I gotta work through this, and I don't know how that's going to look, because I know it's easy to sit there and be like, just tell yourself you didn't get sick on purpose. You don't have to be embarrassed. That's ridiculous. People get sick. Like, we're human. That's what happens. And then, like, that be the end of it. But, the fucking childhood scarring and the bullshit that comes about from just your parents' shit. And yeah, I just, my mom made me feel like a leper whenever I got sick. I would like to say that I probably got sick more than I should have as a child because of just how fucked up the environment at home was. It was just constantly negative, which is probably why I was just sick with, like, ear infections and stomach bugs all the time. But I don't remember ever feeling like, and I say my mother because my dad was always at work, because, he just worked many, many hours in the military, and I don't blame him for that, but, like, my mom was the one she raised us, and I don't remember a time when she made me feel, like, cared for when I was sick. Like, I always felt like I did something wrong whenever I came down with something. And there was times where I would just try to go as long as I could without even trying to tell her that I didn't feel good. Like, I would be at school trying to, like, make it through because I would rather be sick at school than at home, because I didn't have to deal with her bullshit. But yeah, like, not a very good mother when it came to, like, your kid being, well, you know what, though? No, I take that back, because my brother would get sick and she was nice to him. So I take that back, which maybe that's why he's a narcissist now, because she coddled him or whatever. But no, pretty much anything that she did not do for me, she did for him. So I shouldn't say that she doesn't have any warm bones in her body, because I guess she does for the kids that she likes. But don't worry, it's not like this is a new revelation. Like, she's always prioritized my brother over me. But the sickness thing, I've been thinking about that a lot the last several days, just because, like, I feel like shit. And you're autistic, so we don't like feeling like shit. It just feels really, 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 really bad. And this is just a simple little cold, but I feel like when I get sick, like, this is going to sound stupid, but I feel like when I get sick, there's just this thing that just, I don't know, it just takes over me. I feel like there's poison inside me. I feel like it's poisoning my mind. It's making everything look like shit. I feel like I'll never get better. I can't remember a time I didn't feel like this. It just consumes me. And it's ridiculous. And I'm coming out on the other side of it now, but it is not a fun place to be in. Like, sickness and autism do not go well together. They just don't. And on top of that, fucking childhood trauma that you're still uncovering at this point in my life. Thank you. Thank you, parents. Thank you. So I get to work on that now. God. So, like, the next time I get sick, I'm going to have to fucking work through that in a healthy way instead of just like, oh, I'm so embarrassed. Oh, my God, stay away from me. Like, this is just some bullshit. I'm so tired of working through shit. I just need to say that out loud. I'm so tired of it. I'm tired of, like, finding a problem and then really working through it. And then just finding out that there's just a little bit more that you have to do in that area before you can consider that area complete. And then let's bring your attention to this whole other part of your life that you didn't even know was fucked up. And, like, we'll worry about that. Like, this just sounds like irrational, but I just needed to say out loud that I'm embarrassed that I'm sick and I need to work through this because rationally, I'm not a leper. You know, and Alicia's been really nice. She doesn't treat me like I'm a leper when I'm sick, but I treat other people like they are. You know, like with her, I'm getting better with it, but, you know, like when somebody is sick, I'm not trying to get all up in that. Like, I don't want to be all right next to you, and, you know, I'm just not. And I think that does have a lot to do with my mother because she was not like that with me. But also, I know that I just, there's this huge fear of getting whatever that person has because I know that I will feel like shit. And I know that when I feel like shit, I feel like I want to just die. I don't like feeling sick. Just, it sucks. And so I know that's primarily why I stay away from sick people. Like, I would think that most people, that would be their reason. But I don't want what you fucking have, man. I don't want it. I'd like to stay healthy over here. But yeah, this is ridiculous. Do I publish this episode? I probably do, huh? I don't know. I guess, like, I never know what the point of these things are. I just feel compelled to, like, oh, I have to get on and record something because I just think that there's always this part of me that knows that there's just at least one of you out there that is like this or thinks like this or knows what I'm talking about. And so I know that it's not just me now. So there's at least one of you out there that knows what I'm talking about, hopefully more, but I can't believe I just did 2 episodes in a row about, like, being sick, but this is some bullshit. And, I really need to not be sick. I need to feel better so that I can do the things I need to do. Like, yesterday, I had to talk myself into listening to my body because my body was like, bitch, you cannot do all the things that you want to do today. And so I had to talk myself into not doing all those things. So I do feel a little bit better today. This has nothing to do with what I just talked about, but I'm going to talk about it. So, like, I just came back from the vet, because we have 4 cats, and one of the cats, her name is Xena, aka Bitchy, because she is definitely a bitch. She's got, like, some allergies. She's, like, been pulling her hair out in, like, patches, and so I made the appointment a couple of weeks ago because they've been busy, and I just came back. And they were nice. They gave her, like, a shot. It was allergies, no big deal. But do you know what I realized? I know I've talked about this vet before and that I'm positive he's autistic. But I also think that the other people that work there are also autistic. This is a very small clinic. We've been going to them, like, the whole 10 years we've lived in Syracuse. So, and I like them. But the lady, there's, like, him, the vet, and then there's, like, 2 assistants. There's a lady, and then there's, like, a kid that looks like he's in his 20s, and I don't know how to describe it other than to say, like, they just have very autistic, like, vibes to them, I guess. And, like, at the end when the vet is like, he's typing up his note about what he did for the cat, he's saying every single word out loud. And then like he goes back and he reads it all out loud again. He finds a word that is misspelled. He's like, I don't want to send you home with a misspelled word. I got to go back and change this. Like very, very meticulous in the paperwork. Very meticulous in explaining like everything about allergies in cats to me. Stuff I didn't even know about. There's just no way that dude's not autistic, and no wonder I like him. But I also like the other 2 people that work in that clinic, probably because they're autistic too. But that doesn't mean that I don't like non-autistic people. I just connect better with like people like me, and I'm pretty sure that that's an autistic vet clinic. And I'm very, very happy, and I hope that they never go anywhere, and I hope they are in business for many more years to come, because that's the best vet clinic I've ever been to. And I just wanted to say that out loud too, because I think there's more of us than research indicates, because we're all in hiding, or we all don't know we're autistic until we find out, if we're lucky enough, you know? Am I making any sense? I probably should just end this episode now. Okay, so the next time I come on here, I will talk about my irresponsibility with money. I will. I have to face this, and I have to say that shit out loud because it's embarrassing, but I'm going to talk about that next time if you care to come back. Hopefully you related to something in this episode. If you're embarrassed to be sick, me too. So we need to fix our shit and not feel like that anymore, because that's weird. It's weird. I'm sick. It's okay. What the fuck? Hopefully I'm still talking to myself and nobody's listening. Okay, bye.